What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one I want to break down what's going on with NIO stock, what the news is saying about NIO. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with some other tickers out there as I briefly break down Tesla and break down some important things coming out, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I begin down all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and this offer ends very, very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with NIO in the markets. NIO is currently down 2.5% as of right now. On the daily time frame, NIO got this bearish crossover on the PPO, and it's just barely holding above the $8 support. But if we lose this support, we're going to be anticipating even more downside, so be very, very careful right now. Now, as far as NIO is looking, however, NIO is not looking extremely horrendous. I know it's looking bearish right now as the market is selling off, but don't forget that the whole market has been selling off. Not too long ago, Tesla was very close to 260. Now it's at 237. It was very close to 270. Now it's at 237. And it's approaching its daily 200 EMA. So the whole market came down quite a bit. SPY was near all-time highs. Now it's currently at 467. The whole market got this big sell-off for the first week of the year. This was no surprise as many of us were talking about this. And it's very important to note because as the market is selling off and becoming weaker, this is having a big effect on different algos, which is still affecting NIO. So I want to now focus on the news and break down some important stuff, that just came out before I break down more details about NIO. NIO has come out and there's a video of the ET9 basically. This is once again very, very strong, is full of potential. We're looking at the production prototype right now in different tests right now. So we're basically doing all these different tests with it, looking at it with different experiences, putting it within different waves, different terrains. We're going to be watching to see what happens as time goes on. It's the world's only drive-by-wire chassis, which is once again provided with a very comparable experience in the stratosphere. So that's very cool with the technology that they're making. And I think that as time goes on, the potential in the ET9 is just going to continue to grow because it's going to be a big competitor of that of other companies out there, from Mercedes to Porsche. So they're still testing it out. We'll be watching to see what other functionalities it has and when it's officially going to be released, because it's coming out very soon. And with that being said, this is going to change the game for NIO as NIO is making more luxurious cars. So very cool stuff so far. It looks very, very cool. If anything, it's got a very, very nice looking design. You guys can kind of see it right here. And, the future is still very bright despite that. Now, there's another article that came out from Investor Place and saying that we should forget the rest. NIO is the EV stock to buy in 2024. So NIO distinguishes itself with increasing sales and a unique battery swapping business model. That's very, very important because this is very different from other competitors out there. I think battery swapping is going to be very efficient and very useful for them. Now, with that being said, although NIO is down about 13% year to date, getting lots and lots of backlash from different companies, it's still got a 12% boost after, we got the $2.2 billion investment from Abu Dhabi. So in my opinion, with Abu Dhabi coming out and making this investment, they're not going to be investing in crap companies. They're going to be investing in incredible companies with so much potential. That's one thing that's worth noting. Excellent delivery statistics and NIO stock. So the thing you want to remember is that in 2023, NIO did 160,000 deliveries, which is not bad whatsoever, a 30.6% increase year over year. That is once again surpassing expectations. On top of that, December sales exceeded expectations at 18,000, exceeding the guidance range, so it's not bad whatsoever. They're doing very, very well. Now, with that being said, to drive year-end sales, NIO oftentimes gives perks like 30 free battery swaps, 5,000 yuan for accessories, and very, very good subscriptions. So I'm very excited for what NIO is going to announce. As of right now, it hasn't disclosed the 2024 delivery targets, but right now we're seeing other suppliers expecting around 230,000 NIO branded cars for 2024. If they achieve that, so that's going to be almost 50% growth. That is going to be incredible for them. We'll be watching to see how they grow. I just want to note that Tesla was in a very, very similar place just a couple of years ago, and it was doing about 200,000 deliveries. That wasn't that far back. If you guys just kind of think about that, that wasn't super, super far back. I think that NIO is kind of like a version of Tesla from many years ago, and we know what growth potential it had, and we know the growth potential that NIO is going to have as well. Now, when it comes to some more headlines that came out, Xbong has been compared with NIO. You guys can see their sales side by side. This is NIO and this is Xbong. You guys can see their growth has been very incredible. NIO is the one that has the bigger growth, at least overall. And they have very similar trends. And I think that this is very important to note because given certain macroeconomic factors, the trends tend to be very similar. This just goes to show that sometimes there are things that happen that are outside of their control. As far as NIO goes, I still think NIO is going to absolutely crush it, especially as time goes on. I think that we shouldn't really let the past define what it is. So you guys can see their sales, yearly deliveries. NIO is still ahead of the game. It's going to, excuse me, it's going to likely remain ahead of the game as time goes on. So this is nice growth we're seeing from NIO. I'm very excited for what else is to come. You can even see their monthly sales. They tend to both be doing well during these periods. Towards the end of the year, Xpeng was a little bit stronger at its sales, but NIO still has stronger sales overall. Let's hope they both continue to grow as they're very, very fierce competitors. I can see the data right over here, at least for each of them, and that's pretty much it that this is like showing. So not bad whatsoever from each of the companies, but you could really see, and like this puts it into perspective how much NIO has grown over the last couple of years. As far as volume goes, it's only about 40.5 million. It's very flat volume. We're not really selling off at high volume. And NIO is barely holding $8. Now, it looks a little bit bearish for now. If SPY does come down to retest its lows, especially because the weekly looks kind of weak on NIO, we have this gap over here. I think we just barely filled it. We'll be watching to see if this thing retraces more. If it keeps retracing, we'll be watching the support right here at 7 points, right about here, 7.7. That's going to be our next target, 7.75 around there. If we end up losing $8, and it's very unfortunate, but don't worry, guys. This is another opportunity. I'm still a big bull on NIO. I think that it's going to surpass $20 by the end of the year. I'm quite confident about that too. I think that the second half is going to be much stronger than the first half. But I warned you guys that, with the recession coming, this is just delaying things a bit for NIO. But don't worry, guys. This is still, another buying opportunity because if we keep buying shares at these low levels, eventually when this thing finally runs, it's going to be much more fun and the gains are going to be immense. On top of that, although NIO has sold off quite a bit for the week, SPY sold off, the QQQ sold off, even Tesla sold off a lot. So that's very important to note. Okay, the market's been selling off. Tesla looks kind of weak on the weekly. We're going to be watching the support right over here. Very close to I think this is close to our 50 EMA on the weekly. So Tesla sold off too. This is part of why NIO sold off. I'm going to be talking more about 2024 for NIO and also some other big factors. But with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely spectacular rest of the day. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you and peace out.